Hello and welcome my dear friends and students. In today's video, I am going to start the second topic from this chapter. Now, after completing the hydrostatic portion, now here we are going to start the second portion, that is the fluid in motion, that is hydrodynamics. Actually, in our textbook it is given later on. Now, after hydrostatic, surface tension is given, but we are considering the topic which is related to the earlier topic, that is the hydrodynamics. So here you have to consider first point, that is what do you mean by hydrodynamics. So here it is the branch of actually mechanics, because mechanics is the branch of physics, so that's why I write here the branch of physics which deals with the study of properties of fluid which is in motion, called as the hydrodynamics. This is just for your knowledge. What do you mean by hydrodynamics? So this is the branch of physics which deals with the study of properties of fluid which is in motion, that is called as the fluid dynamics. Now during the flow of that fluid, how that fluid flows. So depending on that, we have to consider certain definitions. So let us consider the first definition, that is the steady flow. Now during the motion of the fluid, how that fluid flows. Now here let us consider which flow is called as a steady flow. That is, in this type of flow, the measurable properties such as pressure or velocity of that fluid at given point where we have to measure that property is always constant for all the time or over all the time. So that flow of fluid is called as a steady flow. Let us repeat again. This is a one type of flow in which the measurable property of that fluid, like pressure or velocity of that fluid, always found to be constant. That flow of a fluid is called as a steady flow. Then during the flow of that liquid or fluid, if you consider a single particle, and if you observe the motion of that single particle, how it flows, which is the path taken by that single particle, that is called as a flow line. So that's why I write here, it is the path of an individual particle in a moving fluid. So here we consider this is the particular fluid which flow in this direction. Now consider one of the particle of that fluid. Now how that particle flow, which is the path selected by that particle, the path taken by that particle to move, that is called as the flow line. The fourth definition, that is the streamline. Now it is the curve whose tangent at any point in the flow of direction, that is in the direction of velocity of fluid at that point. Suppose if we consider this is the particular curve of flow of fluid, and if I draw a tangent in the direction of flow of that fluid, then if this tangent gives us the direction of velocity, then this tangent is called as a streamline. Let us repeat again. It is a curve whose tangent at any point, I draw here a curve and I select a particular point, and at that point I draw a tangent. If this tangent is in the direction of velocity of that fluid, then that line is called as a streamline. Then you have to consider the laminar flow or streamline flow. Which flow is called as a laminar flow? Actually, it is the steady flow in which adjacent layers of the liquid move smoothly over each other. Let us consider this is the first layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer and so on. If these layers move smoothly over each other, then this type of flow of fluid is called as a laminar flow or streamline flow. Now after considering the steady flow, now we have to consider the another type of flow which is a turbulent flow. So now it is a flow at a very high flow rate. How that fluid flows from one place to another place, whether that fluid flows smoothly with the constant rate or flow at a changing rate. So here it is a flow at a very high flow rate, so that there is no steady flow, and the path of the particle along which that particle moves during its motion, that changes continuously. That type of flow called as a turbulent flow. A very simple and familiar example of turbulent flow, that is the flooded river. When the water in that flooded river flows, then the flow of that water is not a steady, it is a turbulent. Or when we tap the water, then the water which is coming out from that tap, that is also the turbulent flow. Then second we have to consider as the flow tube. Which tube is considered as a flow tube? It is actually the imaginary bundle of a flow line. We actually here discuss what is the flow line. That is the actual path of the particle followed during the motion of that fluid. So if we collect the number of these paths during the motion of that fluid, then this bundle of the flow lines bounded by, this is the imaginary line called as the flow tube. So let us repeat again. Turbulent flow is a flow of a fluid where the fluid flow at a fast rate, so that there is no steady flow. The velocity and pressure in that flow changes continuously, as well as the path taken by that particle also changes continuously. Suppose this is the first path taken by the particle after some time. After that, that particle may take the second path like this. After the next time, that particle will move like this. It means the same particle that will follow the different path during the flow of that liquid. So that is called as the turbulent flow. And if you select the bundle of that paths followed by the particles during the flow of fluid, that is called as the flow tube. Now let us consider the distinguishable point between two types of flow of fluid, that is the streamline flow and the turbulent flow. Now the first point is that in a streamline flow is a smooth flow of a fluid with the velocity smaller than certain critical velocity. Later on we will be discuss what we mean by critical velocity. So keep in mind here simply the word. The smooth flow of fluid with a velocity less than critical velocity is called streamline flow. Where on the other hand, this is the irregular and unsteady flow, where the velocity of that fluid that is greater than the critical velocity. Here the velocity of streamline flow, that is the less than critical velocity. Here the velocity is greater than that of the critical velocity. So that's why you can easily distinguish on the basis of velocity, whether the velocity of that flow is less than critical velocity and whether the velocity of that flow is greater than the critical velocity. That's why I write here the first point, the smooth flow of fluid. This is the irregular flow, this is the smooth flow. How that flow? With the velocity smaller than critical velocity. Here it is a irregular and unsteady flow where the velocity increases beyond the critical velocity. Second point, here velocity at particular point, when we consider the flow of a fluid, and if you consider a particular point where you have to measure the velocity. So for all time, the velocity of the flow is always found to be constant. So that's why I write here the second point, velocity of a fluid at a point is always constant. Opposite is the case, here velocity does not remain constant. It means the velocity at that point changes continuously as the time passes. So that's why I write here the second point as velocity of a fluid at any point does not remain constant, means changes continuously. The third point is that two streamlines never intersect, as streamlines that are the path taken by the particles of the fluid. These are the particles which flow parallel to each other in a streamline flow. That's why they never intersect with each other. But in this flow, in a turbulent flow, these particles changes their path continuously. That's why they may intersect with each other, and during their flow they perform the rotational flow. That's why right here two streamlines never intersect each other, but here some streamline can intersect with each other, and during the motion they perform the rotational flow. Then the fourth point is that streamline flow over a plane surface can be assumed to be divided into number of plane layers like this. When we consider the streamline flow of a fluid, then we can divide that flow into the number of plane layers. Here the flow of tubes loses its order. We had seen what do you mean by the flow tube. This is the bunches or the group of flow paths bounded by the imaginary surface. So that changes their order because the velocity of different particles that is different. So that's why I write here the fourth point, a flow tube loses its order, that is the order, and particles move in random direction. Here particles doesn't move in random direction, particles always move parallel to each other. Here particles move in random direction. So these are the four distinguishable points on the basis of which we can easily distinguish between the streamlined flow and the turbulent flow. Let us revise quickly. In first point we describe the velocity, whether the velocity is less or greater. In streamline the velocity is less than critical. Here in turbulent flow the velocity is greater than critical. In second point, velocity of a fluid at particular point always constant. Here velocity at that particular point changes. Here how that streamline, whether it intersect with each other or not. Here streamlines never intersect with each other. Here there may be the possibility of intersecting as they flow randomly. So in this flow, the fluid may have the rotational flow. Here streamline flow, when we consider the different layers, they are parallel to each other. And here the order, as particles move in random direction, the flow tube loses its order. Now let us consider the two terms, that is the critical velocity and Reynolds number. Now this is simply a particular velocity which decide whether the flow of fluid is a streamline or turbulent. Now the flow of fluid, whether it is a streamline or turbulent, is differentiated on the basis of particular velocity. that velocity is nothing but the critical velocity. So how we define that critical velocity? That is the velocity beyond which the streamline flow becomes turbulent. It means this is the particular velocity beyond which there is a conversion of streamline flow into the turbulent flow. That particular velocity is called as a critical velocity. Let us repeat again. The velocity beyond which, after that particular value of velocity, there is a conversion of streamline flow of fluid into the turbulent flow. That particular velocity is called as a critical velocity, and it is given by Vc. C for critical, V for velocity. Critical velocity equal to R eta upon rho d, where R is the Reynolds number, eta is the coefficient of viscosity, rho is the density of that fluid, and d is the diameter of that tube through which that fluid flow. The critical velocity is given by the formula Vc equal to R eta upon rho into d. Now let us consider the second point, that is the Reynolds number. So it is simply a pure number. As it is the pure number, that's why it has no unit and dimension. So this is the point important in relation with the MCQ or objective. Reynolds number is a pure number. That's why it has no unit and dimension. Now depending upon the value of that Reynolds number, we can classify that flow is a streamline flow or the turbulent flow. If the value of Reynolds number is less than 1000, then the flow of fluid is a streamline. And if the value of Reynolds number is greater than 2000, then the flow of fluid is called as turbulent. It means depending upon the value of that pure number, that is the Reynolds number, we can classify whether the flow of that fluid is a turbulent or the flow of fluid is a streamline. If the value of R is less than 1000, if this R is less than 1000, the flow of fluid is a streamline. And if this R is less than 2000, then here the flow is considered as a turbulent. But what about when the value of R is between 1000 to 2000? When the value of R lies between 1000 to 2000, then there is a conversion of flow of a fluid. It means here this streamline flow changes into the turbulent flow. So that is how, with the help of Reynolds number, we can identify whether the flow is a turbulent flow or whether the flow is a steady flow. So these are the 2 points which are related to the flow of fluid. Now here let us make the one correction, that here if the value of R is greater than 2000, then the flow of fluid is called as a turbulent flow. Initially I mentioned R less than 2000. I write here the proper. If R is greater than 2000, the flow of fluid is a turbulent. And when the value of R lies between 1000 to 2000, there is a conversion of that is streamline flow to the turbulent flow. So these are the 2 points related to the flow of liquid, that is the critical velocity and that is the Reynolds